So we are here in Orlando, Florida for Miss America's Teen Pageant Finals and Miss America Finals. Yes!
Woo, I'm excited.
And I have with me today Amber Pike. And Amber, I would like for you to introduce yourself because you have some pageant history that I'd like to hear about and share with others. But before we jump into that, the pageant this year, lots of changes.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of things that are different. And so I thought it would be really important to have you sit down with me while we're here in Orlando in the moment and talk about some of your observations, because you've been on the Miss Washington stage. You've just earned another local title. You're getting ready to go back to Miss Washington again. First runner-up to Miss Washington 2023, Vanessa Munson. And so this could be your year. 2024
Fingers crossed.
Your year, right? And so I really just wanted to get into conversation to see what your thoughts are and what your experience has been like so far at Miss America and how it's changed your perspective. But before we get into all of that, share with everyone a little bit about your pageant history.
Of course. So I got involved with the Miss America organization back in 2020. I like to say I actually got a little bit of a late start to the organization. I never competed as a teen.
How old were you?
I'm like, let me think about that for a second. I was 19.
Okay.
So a lot compared to a lot of other girls who have been involved with the program for so long, I got involved very late, but I knew this was always something. I grew up in Alaska, and for me, I heard about this program through so many friends, and they said, Amber, you should compete for Miss Alaska. This is back when it was Outstanding Teen, and it was something I always wanted to do, but in high school, I was already so committed to so many extracurricular activities. I feel that in high school, that's when you're really branching out and trying new things. But it wasn't until I went to Gonzaga University in Spokane that I was able to truly find time and settle down. And I heard about the Miss Spokane program, and I said, this is it. This is time for me to dip my toes. And it's true what you hear about the pageant bug. Once you get started, I was hooked immediately. I had an incredible experience. And then my first title ever was actually at Open and Sweeper. I was Miss Tahoma. And let me tell you, my first year at state, I was a deer in headlights. I feel everyone's first year is a little bit of a learning experience, but I truly would not change it for the world. It was so incredible. And I just had so much fun. The first year, I had an amazing time. And then last year, I had the incredible opportunity to serve as Miss Pierce County. It's so nice being here with my fellow Miss Pierce County sister. Oh, yes. And that experience at state was truly life-changing. And while I did not walk away with the crown, I learned so much throughout that year. And really that year taught me that this program has so much to offer. And it truly made me feel that you can accomplish anything in this program. I went from not even placing my first year to first runner-up. And I feel that is truly very unheard of with this program. And I had so much support from my Miss Pierce County team. And it was just so incredible being there.
And top interview.
Thank you. If y'all can tell, I love to chat. Interview is truly my favorite phase of competition. I love chatting with the judges, letting them hear why I'm so passionate about the Miss America organization. And it's truly a full circle moment now to be here in Orlando and experience this amazing program in person.
Yeah. So let's count them up. So we've been on the Spokane stage.
Yes.
Open Sweeper. Miss Washington. Okay. Then Miss Pierce County.
Yep.
Miss Washington again. And then most recently,
Miss East Cascades.
Yay, congratulations.
Thank you.
And it's just brand new, just at the end of December.
I was basically Happy New Year, Happy Miss East Cascades. It was kicking off the new year. It was a phenomenal experience. I'm very, very honored to.
How much scholarship have you won?
Total over 10,000 now.
Okay.
So that has been a big part of my why, especially for joining the Miss America organization. For me, I see higher education continue as a stepping stone. I'm currently pursuing my master's at Gonzaga University, and I also want to follow up and get my PhD as well. So it truly is because of the Miss America organization that I'm able to climb that higher education ladder.
Yes. Okay, so you started at the age of 19. Okay. So we completed, during your competition years, you completed a degree.
Yes.
Okay. And now you've just started in your master's program. And what are you studying?
I am studying my master's of business administration, a little bit with a marketing focus. I love marketing. And that's another reason why I love the Miss America organization is as a title holder, one of your biggest responsibilities is to have effective marketing for whether it's your local, your state, or potentially the national level. And that's something that I get so excited about is going on social media and being able to, I like to say, putting my degree to use, utilizing my marketing skills through strategic branding.
Yes, so important. So we're just so much more of what Miss America, Miss USA is doing these days, both programs, even the Miss Washington Volunteer and the volunteer organization. There is an expectation that as a title holder, you are an ambassador for the brand.
Absolutely.
First, that you can speak about it, and second, that you can market it, and that you're doing that independent of having a social media team or others to really support you and help you out.
Yes.
So learning those skills and honing those skills now is super important.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me, Amber, why did you decide to come to Orlando, from Washington to Orlando? That's quite a trek.
Oh yeah.
as a local title holder at this time in this season. Why did you decide to come?
For me, it was two primary reasons. One, Vanessa is truly one of my best friends. It's so true what they say about the Miss America organization, that sisterhood. It is. It truly is the fifth point of the crown. And I remember standing hand in hand with her, and it was so, I had a gut feeling it wasn't my year. And I know that sounds very bizarre, but when it stand hand in hand with Vanessa, I was like, I don't think it's my year, and I'm okay with that. And I'm so excited to celebrate one of my great friends who just won, and they announced her name as the winner. I'm like, that's my girl.
Yes.
That's who she won. Vanessa is just, if you have the chance to meet her, if you have not already, she truly is just a ray of sunshine. She is so authentic, so intelligent. She's a sergeant, for crying out loud. What does this woman not do? And she was somebody I clicked instantly. I did not know Vanessa prior to her win as Miss Clark County. I was like, oh, she's new, a new title holder. This is going to be great. And she is just somebody I just hit it off the bat immediately. She's just so lovely.
It's great.
So,
lots of backstage stuff that I understand for the two of you. You had lots of moments backstage just working together, really helping one another prepare to bring your best onto the stage during competition. So you're here to support her.
Here to support her, one of my great friends. So excited to cheer her on. And also for me, one of my goals is to wear that hat of Miss Washington one day. I really feel that one of my biggest purposes in life is to serve. And I know with the Miss America organization that I'm able to serve not only the state level, but also potentially for a national and even an international impact. I think this organization, there is so much impact that can come with it. And I feel that my true purpose is to continue to serve. And that is my hope. And I feel that being here and watching this experience is so surreal. And while I'm already very motivated and I already have a plan, I know that being here is going to push that drive even more, and just seeing what the possibilities potentially are.
Right. So obviously we're here to see competition, see what it's all about, see what it's like, the big show, right?
It's exciting.
Yeah, it is.
It's exciting.
Okay, but I have to know, have you done any fun stuff while you've been here? Because I mean, Orlando, super fun place to come, big family gathering place, big convention town. So what have you done for fun?
Absolutely. We went to Animal Kingdom this morning, which was so much fun. My dad and I are big roller coasters fans. So Expedition Everest is the absolute best. We are going to go to Universal later on. We had to do some shopping. I did get to visit one of our fabulous Miss Washington sponsors, Regalia.
Oh, yes.
And let me tell you, Carrie and David, they are both so incredible. And I did.
Shout out to Carrie and David. Regalia, we love you guys.
Yes, we do. And I, as silly as it is saying I had the best experience of my life at a fabulous dress store, I did. They made me feel so right at home. I felt so comfortable in there. And I know for me, my figure, I'm very self-aware. I am not the average pageant body gal. So going in there and just feeling so comfortable, and I left with a gown that I feel so confident in. It's very different for my taste, but I love it. It's something that I would have never picked out for myself, but I told the two fabulous owners, I said, there's something that you both feel that this would look great. Please throw a wild, I call it the wild card. I'm like, please throw a wild card at me. And they did. Yeah. Because I love the sleeves. I love the old Hollywood. I love the classic Miss America gown. And let me tell you why this gown I picked out, it's timeless. It is very high fashion at the same time. So I love it. And fun. I had a wonderful experience.
I can't wait to see it.
Thank
you. Fun story. When I was directing the teen pageant for several years, I got to come and go shopping with Miss Washington on 2 different occasions when she picked out her gown for Miss America, because we would come during the teen competition and we have our time at Regalia. And I actually got to bring home a Regalia gown for myself.
Ooh!
Mike and Peggy Miller actually gifted me a gown. Yes, I know
they're the best.
And so I'm actually wearing that to final night at Miss America.
Well, I'm excited to see it.
Years, but let you know when you pick a classic, timeless piece, you can wear it more than once. So I'm wearing a regalia dress to Miss America Finals tomorrow night.
So excited to
but
see
I can't
it.
wait to see yours.
I'm excited to see yours.
Yeah.
It's going to be spectacular.
It's just like I said, it's a timeless piece. So it's probably not as fashion forward as yours is because I've got to keep it for a few years. You know, those things aren't cheap.
Hey, winners are timeless. Let me tell you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so you've done some shopping.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen some of the sites. But last night, you got to go to a special event, and that was the Go Red Gala, because this year Miss America is partnering with Go Red for Heart, the American Heart Association. And the gala was last night. Also, Miss America has a new gown sponsorship with Giovanni Fashions. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yes.
And so Giovanni was on scene, provided all of the title holders, all of the teens, all of the Miss with outfits, attire, not just gowns, but we had cocktail length, we had party dresses, we had pantsuits, we had power suits, we had gorgeous gowns, we had fun fashion. I mean, so many, and all in reds, all in shades of red, walking the runway last night for the Giovanni fashion show as part of the Go Red Gala. So we got to see all of the teen contestants, all of the Miss contestants. We had a lot of access. They were walking the red carpet. We got to walk the red carpet.
Yes.
So lots of being up close and personal. I'm just curious about your impressions of being face to face with the current state title holders, the competitors for Miss America, as you're considering having a spot on that stage potentially in the next 12 months.
Let me tell you, I truly thought it was fabulous. It is true what they're saying, that Miss America is truly going back to the glamorous and being there in person and seeing these incredible fashions. And let me tell you, all the contestants were zhuzhed up. They all looked phenomenal. And even though, not gonna lie, at a little bit of time, it was overwhelming, but everyone was so kind. Everyone was so fabulous. And it truly was an opportunity for almost me to network and to meet. You and I met lots of nice folks from all over. We met a very nice gentleman, Phil, from Alaska. I'm from Alaska. I lived there for 18 years. And it's truly incredible within the Miss America community who you meet. And while it's such a big community, everybody is connected somehow. And that was very eye-opening for me yesterday, was even if I did not know them personally, they might know somebody that I know, and making those connections was so incredible. And then the runway show, that was fabulous too. And that just showed me another opportunity, that part of that role of being a brand ambassador is partnering with, whether it's Giovanni. I love Giovanni. My state gown last year was Giovanni, and the one I just picked out of regalia is Giovanni as well.
Okay.
So it was so neat to see all of these different options, as you mentioned. Like I said, it wasn't just power suits, it was evening gown, and it was fabulous. And all the contestants looked amazing.
They did.
And I feel that that was a great opportunity for the contestants as well, because while we had fitness, an evening gown runway, I feel, is very much in that middle. It's very fun. It's not too slow, but it's not too upbeat. It's that fun model-esque, and it was just I had an absolute blast seeing the Giovanni
There were
fashions.
some girls who were stalking that
They
runway.
were working that runway. It was fabulous.
It was fun to see that side of them, right? A different side of their personalities. And I think there were some judges in the audience last night,
yes,
too.
there were.
So another opportunity to just be aware of who's in the room when you are there as a contestant. So things to be thinking about for the future.
Absolutely. You truly never know who's. That's what my parents and we always talk about. Always dress your best, feel your best, look your best, and do your best, because you truly never know who you're going to run into, who you're going to see at an event. I was even surprised when I saw the talent judges were there as well. The finals night judges were there. And I thought
the choreographers were
yes,
there.
Yes, it was. And I thought that was very cool. It was different, but I really loved that, because that is who you should be whether you're just a state title holder or a local title holder, it does not matter. You are representing this organization.
Yes.
And I thought that was a very great opportunity for the judges maybe to just kind of observe and take a peek what's going on. But I thought it was a fabulous event. I loved it.
It was fun. And so speaking about those differences, you know, in the past, the contestants have been very sequestered. Not a lot of access. You paid for a visitation ticket if you wanted to see them or have any time with them. Last night, they were mingling during the reception time. They had tables together. They also were seated to get together for their dinner. And of course, they were together as a group when they were getting ready for the fashion show. but they could come to our table, we could go to their table, we could visit with them, we could have photos with them, we could hug and love on them, offer them encouragement and support. It was really cool. So
Yes.
lots of things that are changing about the way the competition is run overall, just the whole process.
Right.
But then in addition to that, they're changing some things about the way that they're scoring. And so I just wanted to know your impressions. Now, nothing is changing at our state and local levels at this juncture. We have not been advised of that. And there were directors meetings, both for state and local directors during the week this week. But as of right now, the national pageant is making some changes. And so I wanted to have you talk a little bit about that and see what your thoughts were on the way that they're handling things differently with the whole process of the competition week and the events, and then also different panels of judges for each phase of competition, and then having all of the teens here and running everything simultaneously. And so what are you thinking about for what's going to happen on finals night and your overall impression of the changes?
Well, to begin, I think it's really wonderful that the organization is now moving towards a direction where these amazing young ladies, they get an opportunity to see their supporters, they see their family and see their friends. It's an exciting week, but I know at Miss Washington, it's a stressful week. There's a lot of emotions going high while we're all excited. There's a lot to go on. So I feel that it's so nice that the organization is allowing for that flexibility that, hey, go hug your mom. Go hug your state director. I think that's wonderful.
Our teen Emily spent a good amount of time just hanging with her director and her mom last night. Just having that closeness, being able to just be with family and be with your support group and not feel like you have to continue to push yourself outside of that comfort zone. It's nice to be able to just take a step back.
It's nice to take a breath. It's nice to take a breath and not necessarily dislocate, but just be in the moment with your family. So I think that's wonderful. And to continue the conversation on the transition of the new judges, for me, it's a really exciting change. I was a little surprised when I saw that. I remember seeing it on the social media and I remember being like, did I read that correctly? Like, wait, different judges? What? But now after seeing the whole competition being laid out, I actually think that it is a wonderful opportunity for the Miss America organization. I think it's fantastic because while having the same amount of judges, that's traditional, that's great. They're getting to know you. I truly feel by introducing a new panel, when you're having multiple judges, that really is the best way to select the highest qualified candidate, because by doing so, you're completely eliminating the bias. One thing that I was very shocked about was for the teen competition that there was only 3 judges. I was like, oh, that's a pretty small panel. But now I understand because there's different talent judges, there's different final night judges. I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense why it was more of a condensed panel for preliminary night, because we're going to have these other fabulous judges as well, just these other phases of competition. For me, I love talent. I play violin. I've been playing violin for a long time. And to hear that these judges weren't necessarily Miss America professionals, but they were talent professionals, that got me really excited. I'm like, wow, these folks really know what they're talking about in the talent world. And I think Miss America, by selecting different judges, they're really taking the organization to a whole another level by taking each phase of competition very seriously, by bringing professionals in for each phase.
Yeah. You know what I love about it is exposing all of these people who aren't necessarily they haven't been bitten by the pageant.
That's right.
Until now.
Yes.
Good luck getting away from it now. But we're looping in more folks from other areas of professional industries that have never been exposed perhaps to pageant at this level and in this proximity. And for them to be able to see these women and really see how empowered they are, how talented they are, how intelligent they are, all of their capabilities, and have it highlighted in such a way where they're literally being asked, okay, take a look and then mark a number down on a piece of paper. It's
quick and it's tough.
It's tough and it goes really fast. And so I actually like the fact that a lot of people are being exposed to these women because you all are amazing.
Thank you.
And you deserve that kind of recognition, not just with folks who are familiar with pageant, but folks from all walks. And so I love that, especially because it's an opportunity to catapult careers. right off the Miss America stage.
Really never know what will happen. I'm so excited to see where Morgan and Grace, their adventures are going to take them afterward. They're both so incredible,
Morgan's
so talented.
Performance last night at the gala.
Phenomenal.
Oh my goodness, she's saying, oh, that girl,
phenomenal.
She's going places. She's going places, yeah. All right, so let me see. I had a couple other questions that I wanted to get in here before we run out of time. We do have a competition to get ready to go watch.
I know. I got to get all judged up for that myself.
Yep. All right. Have you watched any of the preliminary footage?
I did, yes, both of them.
Okay, yeah, so share a little bit about your impressions on that.
It was very exciting. I thought the choreographers did an incredible job for both the teams. I was very impressed by the production and the stage. The stage is beautiful.
You'd recommend to watch?
Yes, please do. Yes, worth the investment of the stream. So we did not go in person to the preliminaries, but we did watch the streams for the preliminaries and the talent as well. And I was just so impressed by the amount of detail. Grace and Morgan both did an incredible job emceeing, and I thought that that's what really made it special too, was by involving our current national title holders as well. They both looked beautiful, and it was very surprising to me how fast fitness goes, and that was very eye-opening to me. So I got my start, as I mentioned earlier, a little late into the organization when I was already 19 years old, and when I got introduced fitness, I have never done fitness until Miss Washington of this year as Miss Pierce County, and not going to lie, I was very nervous, not because of fitness. I love fitness. I really got into weightlifting. I love to bust funky moves in Zumba. I love fitness, but just to be that new phase of competition, it was brand new to me. So it was very the unknown, but I had such a great time. It was so enjoyable doing fitness, and I really feel that the role of Miss America is to be that well-rounded woman. And it's not only just about how intelligent, talented, and beautiful you are. Fitness, including physical and mental health, should be a priority for these women. So it really excites me that the organization is going back in that direction, that Miss America is a well-rounded woman. And that includes prioritizing her health, whether that be physical or mental. So I love the fitness phase of competition. Like I mentioned, it went by quick, and that gave me a very good idea of what to expect if I do make it to the national stage.
Because it has been really hard to know what to expect, right? I mean, we've been like, how are we walking in fitness? How are we posing in fitness? Like, what is this supposed to look? Is this fast? Is this cheer type style? Is this aerobics workout type? Like, am I just walking? You know, I mean, so finding the right vibe and so now having some professional choreographers come in, work with our state title holders, send them down the stage across the runway and have them just look spectacular in their fitness routine. Now we know what a model for fitness looks like at the Miss level, right? Because the Miss level does look different than the teen level.
Absolutely.
The teens have been killing it for years in fitness.
I know.
But we don't want our Miss title holders to replicate what our teens are doing. We want our Miss title holders to have a different carriage, a different posture, a different poise in fitness than our teens do. And so now we've got a model for that, and I'm super excited for how that will look on our local stages and our state stages across the country this year. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm so glad fitness is back.
Me too.
All right, so tonight is teen finals. I can't wait to see.
So excited.
And then we get to go to the teen coronation. They're having a coronation ball this evening after the teen pageant. I just think that's so fun. Tomorrow night is Miss America finals, and we have a new Miss America. Very exciting. But I just wanted to know, Amber, what are your thoughts overall? Just any final thoughts that you'd like to share, being a local title holder, going back to a state competition, having been here and seen the big show, and anticipating what that could mean for you for next year.
I'm truly just so happy to be here. This has been such a wonderful opportunity for me just to get those expectations of, if I have the opportunity to step on that national stage, what that looks like. I think it's one thing to think, oh, maybe this will happen, but it's another being here in person and having those expectations. I know if I do have the opportunity to serve as Miss Washington, I want to be the most impactful, and that includes being the best I can be on stage. And being here, like I mentioned earlier, I'm already motivated I will do everything I can to get that crown, but now really seeing what opportunities can come, being part of the Miss America opportunity and being here in person has just been so incredible. And both Vanessa and Emily have been doing a wonderful job being our representative. So I'm just so excited to cheer them on. Both shows are going to be outstanding. I can't even imagine what it's going to look like, considering how incredible prelims and talent looked. It was fabulous.
Just it's a different level of competition. You think state competition is a challenge, and then you look at what, the best of the best comes to the Miss America stage. So it is really a whole different level of competing and preparation. And so I do think it's important. You mentioned just the on-stage portion of competition at this level this year with the changes. And of course, we don't know if they'll run things the same next year. We're always open, flexible and gracious. Yes, we are. So maybe, but I do think that one of the things that's important to point out is that on finals night this year, there is not a composite score that's carrying forward for the top 11.
Very different.
So people's choice and whoever made it into the 10 will all have an equal opportunity with a brand new panel of judges in all phases of competition that are on stage. And so really, you know, a lot of women spend a lot of time and energy focusing on preparing their interview, which is so important.
Yes.
Because we do need to be well-read, well-spoken, articulate, prepared to speak, and carry the brand out into our community, our state, or across the country.
Absolutely.
In addition, that on-stage preparation now for tonight, for those 11 women, matters so much.
Yes.
Their mindset when they step on the stage.
Everything.
Their poise, their posture, their carriage, how their level of fitness.
Yes.
Now they're only competing against, if you're one, you're only competing against 10 others. So you really need to be at the peak level of fitness, right?
Yes, absolutely.
When you're out there doing that, you need to be peak in your talent in terms of its ability to entertain. There were some surprises this year with the talent winners.
It was fabulous. Right? I loved how each talent winner was so different.
Yes.
We had a fabulous speed painter, an opera singer. It was just phenomenal. And I think, as you were saying, I understand why the organization, especially at the national level, is moving towards that direction of brand new judges of finals night. It is about truly your presence on stage. And I know for me, well, I love interview. It's my favorite phase of competition. The job of Miss America truly is to be well-rounded. And we saw with Grace and Morgan this year, they had so many modeling opportunities this year. So, for example, Morgan, she got to go to China to model for Rebel, and that was fantastic.
For a couture line for Rebel Athletics.
I wanted to buy everything. I'm like, it was
so fun.
Fabulous. Yes. And while, of course, I love interview, I understand why at the national level, the organization is moving towards this direction of bringing back the glam and, okay, yes, your interview will get you to the top 11 if it's fabulous, which I think is great. And your interview should be. But that charisma,
right? In addition, that for on stage, being able to communicate non-verbally, your excitement and your enthusiasm, your likability, how people are attracted to you is going to be so much more important tonight and tomorrow night, because the judges who are looking at those 11 women will not have any idea about their personal stories from interview. They won't have a lot of information about their community service initiative other than if they've read through the essays. And so there's just going to be a very limited amount of information that they're going to have as those women step on stage, and they've got maybe 2 hours to figure it out. And so really presenting our best and preparing for that on stage portion with a lot of enthusiasm.
Absolutely.
As well as preparing a great interview, depending on how we run things next year.
That's right.
So, but our new CEO is very excited.
She's phenomenal
about this particular approach for this year, so that there is this equal playing field, so to speak, for all 11 contestants when they step on stage tonight and are announced. Yeah,
I'm very excited. All the gals have been so fabulous. So it is truly anybody's game, and I think out of the 11, it truly will be anybody's game as well with the new scoring system. So it excites me. It excites me, these changes. Robin is fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to seeing her direction come to life.
Absolutely. Now, how has being here, this is the last question,
I'm excited,
impacted how you will prepare to return to the Miss Washington stage this year? As you've observed everything, as you've seen those contestants up close and in person, you know, some of them walked by with their noses a little bit in the air. I'll just say.
I'm sure they were just stressed. It's been a busy week.
They weren't all super friendly and approachable. I'm just saying. Which is what we want from our Miss America,
Absolutely.
Right? We want her to be approachable and warm and gracious.
And there's
and
Grace,
so,
dancing in the wings. That's why she's our Miss America.
She is the epitome of grace. Yes, she is. And so fun, so fun. Yeah, we put that out on Facebook last night. Her dancing in the wings of the gala. She was just having such a good time.
Loved it.
But observing what this is like at this level. How will it change your preparation as you prepare to go back to Miss Washington this year?
For me, it's all about focusing on my presence on stage.
Mhm.
Whenever I walk on stage, whether it's for on-stage question, talent, fitness, evening gown, I want to have a moment. I want to make a connection with these judges. And like I mentioned, while I love interview, I was very, very honored truly to get top interview at Miss Washington. That was a big eye opener for me that yes, interview is so important. It's 30% of your score for crying out loud. It's so important to remember. I know Vince, our former producer, who's incredible, and he's so true. He would often tell us girls, and it really did not come to light until after Miss Washington this year, it is truly not about being the best in a category. It is about who is the most well-rounded.
Yes.
And especially after going to Miss Washington this year's Miss Pierce County, after Miss East Cascades, this recent win for me, and being here at Miss America, that is truly seeing that come to light for me. So my preparation, of course, still continuing to hone those interview skills, but also really making sure I'm being very mindful of how my presence is when I'm playing the violin. I want to tell a story when I play the violin. I typically pick something classical, but it's something that's a little bit fun and upbeat. I want to make a connection with those judges, and I want to just truly have a moment when I'm on stage, make it a moment for the judges, make them feel that connection to me. So really focusing on my presence is going to be my main focus this year. And it's been just truly such an honor seeing these fabulous contestants, and you can tell when they're making a moment on that stage. And that was something that, especially in fitness, Miss Maryland, one of our fabulous winners, when she did her fitness, she made it a moment. When she did a little final last look, she was walking back. It was just so memorable to me. That's why she made a moment. Yeah. She was walking back and she took a second to do a cool little French turn and just kind of do a little hey at the judge. And it was phenomenal.
Yes.
And when she got announced for the preliminary for her group, I was like,
no surprise. She
made a moment. And that is something that I want to do at the Miss Washington stage, is make a moment and make that connection with the judges through my presence.
Yes, I love it, Amber. I can't wait to see you back on the Miss Washington
stage.
Again,
I'm
excited. You for taking the time to sit down here with me. I'm so excited for the show tonight.
Yes.
And for tomorrow. And I think that just seeing this unfold on stage is even going to give you more great information.
Absolutely.
Super wise for you to come
and happy to be here.
The Miss America competition live and in person. I just think it's very revealing. There's so many things that you can't know until you're here.
It's been very eye-opening. Yes, it's been wonderful, but very excited to cheer on Vanessa and Emily. They're both been incredible representatives for our state. So thank you so much for having me.
Let's give a team walk.
Yes, amen. Team
walk.
walk.
Thank you so much, Amber.
Thank you.